Hey everybody, KC here. So yesterday in this space I talked about the story that ran from the AP talking about how vinyl records in 2020 actually sold more than CDs, although clearly both were a lot smaller than the streaming services that are out there. But it talked a little bit about how, that form of listening to music is coming back. My daughter, who as it ends up also has a turntable, so she's part of this whole turntable vinyl record revolution. She pointed out to me that I actually missed the most important part of the story, or the most interesting part of the story to her, which was the fact that there is a return of cassette tapes. To which my response was, "What?" Yeah, according to the AP, the audio cassettes, of all things, are seeing renewed interest, although still something of a novelty when it comes to sales, thanks to help from Hollywood and Netflix. Hollywood, because in Guardians of the Galaxy, a mixtape actually has a prominent plot point, and Netflix, Stranger Things. Okay, there was a mixtape. And so people are paying attention to this stuff and say, "Ooh, I can make my own mixtape." It doesn't sound like it's not that big a deal to those of us who lived through the mixtape era, but to people who've never been able to do that, that seems to be a big deal. Now, I actually checked on Amazon, and there were a lot more cassette players than I ever would have thought there would be. And it actually kind of surprised me, because I thought it was just sort of conventional wisdom that cassette players, well, they didn't have great sound, and the tape used to get tangled in the tape player mechanism and stuff like that. It just wasn't a great system. I mean, they're not as bad as 8-track tapes, but cassette tapes just weren't such a great deal. Go figure. But then my daughter pointed out to me that when she bought the latest Taylor Swift album on vinyl, they were offering, and she bought, that same album on cassette. Now, she's keeping it all wrapped up and she's putting it away. She doesn't have a way to listen to it right now. Maybe this is a curiosity, but also maybe it's a symbol of something coming back. And at the very least, it's obviously a canny and forward-looking marketing move by T Swift. The thing is, all this stuff is we're getting a lot of publicity right now because Sunday, June 12th, is Record Store Day, as well as July 17th, when people go to independent record stores around the country and they sort of commune with each other and buy stuff that's only available that day. So we're seeing a lot of that right now. But clearly there's something going on here. And I don't know if you want to call it retro. I don't know if you want to call it, some sort of sentimental look at what used to be. It can't be that sentimental, right? Because it's young people who are driving all this stuff. But there's something happening, and I don't completely understand it. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go inside, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to say, "Alexa, would you explain this all to me, please? And while you do so, could you play some soothing music?" Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind. Have a great weekend, everybody.